So I thought of it. If you and I did a show, we won't discuss what it's about, but I think the show could be called Mo, because it's Mike and Joe. So anytime there's blowback, they always go to Mo. The Mo Show.
The Mo Show? That's
the Mo Show.
Like a Mo Show out there, no?
It's Mo Show, then you know.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
The Mike and Joe Show, we call it the Mo Show. So when you look
What
it
does
up,
everybody want?
the
They
effing
want
around,
Mo.
it's It's Mo Show.
I don't want some. I want Mo.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, damn, all right.
Mo money, Mo
Mo-
the boat, Mo the fucker.
Mo problems. Mo terrorism.
God damn. With that,
Mo morbid.
Yeah.
Mo bid.
thank you everybody for joining us. How's it going? I don't know how the fuck did I start this. All right, well,
You-
it's really weird. It's really weird starting this off at like in the morning. Honestly,
Honestly, I would assume you would
thank
start
you
off the
everybody for
same
joining
way.
us to F it around.
Nobody else knows.
This
it's-
is Mo, Mike, and Joe,
I'm Joe.
I am Mike.
and I'm Mo. Today we have with us Lawrence Tome, the king of the river.
How do you hope? Yeah.
Would you prefer to go? With
I don't know,
or-
let's just be I guess. Yeah.
All right. Today.
I like how the fact before he started, he said, I'm going by Lawrence today. Don't bring up and the first thing you fucking do is...
Did he? I didn't hear that. I was
There's
trying to
something.
go.
Turn that down a
I
little
don't
bit,
know.
Mo.
I'm
But
feeling.
look, when I introduced myself to him, he said, and then he called himself Lawrence to
me.
you.
Yeah, but he said I'll go by Lawrence today.
No. So he introduced
Yeah.
himself to me as, and then Mo said, "Hey, Lawrence, how's it going?" And I was like, "Wait, what was your name again?" And he was like, "But I'm Lawrence today." I'm like, "All right, but you
Yeah.
introduced to me as."
this
Okay,
happens
hey.
a lot.
So which one would you want to do?
Doesn't
I
matter,
I
they're
could
both
take
out there now.
I mean, I could just take out that part. You know, if he prefers me to do though.
No, we just finished telling him we don't edit content.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And that's not something.
But we
that
could,
he
you
said
could
was
beep
off
it.
limits.
You could beep it.
But
There
it's
is
his
no
character.
fix.
You know,
You could
it's
beep
his
it with a little like a little leprechaun
Right,
voice.
right, yeah.
I'm sure you can figure out a sound.
That could be cool.
Is Marshall Mathers Eminem's real name? Or is that just another?
Yeah, that's. I think so.
No, I think
Or is that his alter ego? You know?
Shit, I don't know. I just found out what Kid Cudi's real name was the other day.
Wow.
What is it?
Well, I knew his name was Scott, but the Cuddy is Miss Cuddy is his last name.
Oh, I thought it was Cuck.
Okay.
Scotty.
I thought it was Cuck.
Wild.
You thought it was Cuck? Yeah.
I think it's about time to do a shot right now.
All right,
big fan
I've
of Kid
settled. I've
Cudi.
settled. I'm going back to Lawrence.
Okay.
You going? All right, perfect. I'll
Yeah.
blur out.
If you can bleep out that other guy's name,
All right, whoever the hell that guy
whoever
is.
that is, I don't know who that is. I'm Lawrence.
Prank caller.
Great call.
Yeah,
Welcome to Effing Around.
yeah.
There you
So,
go.
as we start every start of the show,
And then, Mike, you want to take yours?
Yeah.
did you want to do the introduction and explain it before he does it?
Yeah. So this right here is it's an energy shot called Shot Beverage, right? I don't know if I
Yeah,
just
it's
said
a-
something. But
It's a product from a. I'll take care
this
of it.
is
Let Mike take it.
one of my
Mike's got it.
sponsors. You want to take it?
All right, so
take it. Go ahead.
This is our first product sponsor for the show.
Cool.
We found this bottle through another partner of the show, Little Joe's, which is a bar here in the neighborhood that gives us the Little
Ooh,
Joe's vodka
the,
that's right there.
right here.
Yeah.
Wow.
So anyway, so we have two product sponsors. Those are the only two sponsors we have right now. So we are open to other sponsorships as well. You know, ones that, you know, give us like actual money too. But these two things, they work really well together. Shots, they're a great company. They're out of New Zealand. They produce this like it's a energy syrup, and you're actually supposed to mix it. You know, and it's got a thing like, you know, it's basically a shot of the syrup with a shot of everything else. You know, so it's 1 part syrup,
One
3
part
parts everything else. You
It's
know,
kind of like a
whether
Italian
it's,
soda. Remember Italian soda water back in the day where you mix the soda water with the
Yeah,
flavor? It's
yeah.
that's
Yeah,
the
kind of
concept.
like that, but
All right, yeah.
like on their website, they got a ton of recipes and stuff. So there's like all
that's
kinds
cool.
of things you could do with them.
It's an Australian company.
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
Is it New Zealand?
New
I thought it
Zealand.
was
Jesus
No,
Christ.
they're New Zealand. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
bleep that.
Shit. No.
Yeah, we're going to have to bleep
If
that.
anything,
Yeah.
It's a
we
New
don't-
Zealand company.
we're getting addicted to this stuff.
they're
We don't want
still-
them to turn off the faucet.
It's absolutely
It is
delicious.
really
so
good.
you have a choice before you take it. You can take the straight syrup like we do,
Yeah.
which
Okay.
they recommend you don't do, and they make you mix
Very
it.
much
You can
recommend
mix
that.
it with some soda water, or you can add vodka to it.
All right.
So what I do is
All right. If you guys are shooting straight, I'm shooting straight.
I-
All right.
Right.
I've done it. I've done it a few times. You know,
So
I get it.
What's the energy?
It's yerba mate.
Yerba mate. I love that.
Yeah,
I
oh,
love
yeah.
yerba mate. I'm
All right,
with
so
that.
Mike, you want to start it out? You want to say it?
Sure. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour my shot into a little
All right.
cup here. Will you open one of those soda waters for me there,
gonna show how it's
Muskie?
done.
I got you.
One-handed. It's
Just
like
because,
he drinks.
look, here's the thing. If somebody's going to listen to our sponsor on how they want us to use their product, it's going to be me.
Yeah.
He likes following the rules.
Not even that.
But you got to show how it's done.
There's
you know,
You gotta show the correct way.
this
not
is
only
not
that, but
right.
there's different consistencies with different syrups. Like the very first syrup we had was
very
thick.
Oh, yeah.
This one's got a little bit more run to it, so it's going to go down a little quicker.
Yeah.
Also, like I got here's my other problem is there's you gotta almost,
Still coming.
you gotta sweat the shot glass to get the whole shot in there when
Stick your tongue in there.
right.
Hey, Mike, we gotta see that.
Yeah.
It's a different show.
Different show.
It's on a different website.
That's Mike After Dark.
And it comes with a
It is.
subscription.
You need
It's called Effing Around with Mike After Dark.
That's
It's
how
called
you want it.
Effing Fans.
Effing fans! I like
right.
that.
Joe got it. Obviously you've been a little busy, so you haven't been around for some of
I have not been around
these
for some
sessions.
jokes.
But yeah.
He's been chasing the rainbow for that pot of gold.
It does exist. It's on another platform. It is not free like our show right here. But yeah, where were we going? We were going to do a shot to shot.
Shot to shot.
Shout out to shot.
Shout out.
Shout out to
Shout out.
Shout out.
shot.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout-
We do this every time.
Shout out.
You do.
Shout out. Shout out.
There you go.
Shout out. Shut.
It's our own little tongue teaser. Shout out to shot.
All right. Thank you.
So good.
How was it?
That was good.
Yeah.
strong taste, but fucking good as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's energy right there.
Yeah.
That's energy.
Yeah, no, you'll feel it.
If you
You'll feel
want, if you want more, you can make a drink with it too.
Wow.
I got enough
Yeah.
cup with it just in case.
Yeah.
Bought a
Shout
cup
out.
for you. Do it with some soda water or add some vodka to it and make it an
Shot
actual
vodka,
drink.
we got
You
it.
want
cool.
some?
Honestly, like
Yeah,
yeah.
all right,
Like honestly, do me up again.
I got
Oh,
it.
Hey,
Go
no,
for
here,
it.
just give him the
Put it in-
solo
give-
cup.
You haven't put it in a cup for you? And you can
want
make a
some
drink
you
out
want
of
some
it.
vodka with it too?
I got
I want to try the mix.
All right.
Yeah.
He'll make the mix while we
Yeah.
jump into the story. Why don't you tell us about yourself while he's making you a drink?
Yeah. I'm Lawrence Tome. I'm the king of the river, and
There we go.
I
It's emptied out.
have been producing these shows on the river.
All right, here. Actually,
So
no,
explain how'd you get the title, the King of the River?
All right, yeah.
How does one become king of and we're
That's
talking
a
the
good
Chicago
question.
River, right?
Yes, yeah.
Because
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of people that would call themselves kings of the Chicago River.
It's true, you know. I haven't found too many, but I don't know when it was, maybe like 500 years ago. The woman of the river came out and presented me a sword, and I took the sword, and then from that time on, have been king of the river.
Where,
Sounds familiar.
So
I
Legend
know,
of the
right?
Sword. What is it? What is it from? It
you not-
sounds almost like King Arthur, Odyssey.
Oh yeah, because it is.
That's exactly what he was talking about, dude. Way to miss the fucking bus on that one.
But I
He's on the wrong bus.
he kind of stole it from me, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think-
got it.
Yeah,
You're how old? How old are you right now?
it's hard to say. I'm perceived in my 30s, and but I've been around for a long time.
Yeah. I mean, over 500 years, is long, right?
Yeah, no, totally.
You always kind of like looked about the same, or
Yeah, I mean, it varies here and there.
So
But-
the musical instruments have probably changed over the years too.
Oh, definitely. Oh my gosh.
have you created any of them?
Like the lute and the lyre.
That's
The
exactly.
Lunar
I was trying to figure out the name in my head.
You
And I'm
know?
like, if I set it up, I'm sure Mike's gonna come in with a hit on this one because
Dude,
I'm picturing the guy with it.
Yeah.
the thing is, like, this guy Jeff says that he invented the lute.
Fuck Jeff.
And
My name's Jeff.
and the lyre. And the thing is, this is why we call it the lyre. It's because he's fucking full of shit.
Fuck you,
Yeah.
Jeff, if you're listening.
No, I did invent these things,
500-year-old lying bastard.
So how did this whole event start?
With the River Show. Let's
Well, tell us
lead
what it is.
into
Hold
like
on.
what the River
Yeah.
Show is.
Yeah.
before we
Yeah.
talk
Aside from
about
like
it. Yeah.
the joking about your name
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
So these shows are on a pylon in the river, and I row bands out. I have an inflatable dinghy, and I load out gear and musicians and bring them out to this pylon, and then they play a show, and people watch from under the bridge.
But how did it come to be? Like where did you get the idea to do
Yeah.
something like that? Like
So I was walking down by the bridge, the Belmont Bridge. I would kind of explore down there.
One day.
Yeah, exactly.
Do-do-do-do,
Yeah, that's it. Having a little stroll. I would go down there because it was kind of scary. I'd always known it. It's kind of a hobo haven. There's usually folks living down there.
Sure.
For a long while, it was just full of like garbage and old clothes, and so I don't know. I like to do the little urban exploring and kind of check out these spaces. And I went down there in 22, and like it was totally clean, and I was like, whoa, like they really
Friends of the
cleaned this
Chicago
place
River,
out.
bro.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's friends. It's the Park District guys too. They've kind of been maintaining it.
well, you
since.
decreed it, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I did decree it. Yeah, but
Let it be written. Let it be done.
And then I was inspired, and I was like we should activate this space. I was like, maybe we do a show down under this bridge. And then I looked out, and I saw this pylon out in the middle of the water. I'm like, whoa, what if we put a band on that? And I already had the dinghy. The inflatable dinghy was kind of my escape during COVID. I'd just go on the river
Okay.
and ride up and down.
Man, I'd be terrified of popping that thing, to be honest.
Dude, we've popped it at the shows, yeah.
Oh, have you?
I've patched it twice.
No shit.
So I was thinking about that when you were saying that. Have you ever sunk and lost equipment?
That's a good question. A lot of people ask this, and the answer is no. We've never sunk.
Because you're only like a few feet away from.
Yeah.
Right?
Like a 20-foot thing or something, right?
It's a journey, and
Yeah.
we
You just
kind
gotta
of
worry about some stick popping up out of the muck and.
There's
Like,
there's
that shit's
some
real.
sticks popping up.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean I saw some of the shots.
Yeah, there's
We'll put
there's
the
definitely
website
metal.
on ours.
No,
But
the
yeah.
only thing we've ever lost is a small bell that rolled off of the pylon.
Really?
Okay.
You ever went down diving into it just to see if you could find it?
No, so this is what I'm on. Yeah, I want to. I
You
want to
do
find
actually?
it.
Yeah.
I
There's a
want to
guy.
find it.
There's a guy on Instagram that does that.
Yeah.
Really?
He goes diving where people go like lazy rivering or sledding or sliding, like in like the wilderness or whatever. Or
Yeah.
you find these like natural water slides and stuff, and he'll go down there fully scuba geared up, and like tell people find all kinds of weird shit and come up and be like, hey, you lost
Yeah.
something? Tell me what it was. I'm going down.
Dude, that's the guy I need.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I know there's a
that's
guy
the
in
one
like
I'm
Michigan
after.
who does it too. That you can pay to do it because he goes to get phones and devices that people drop from the boats.
Oh no shit!
wow.
I didn't even think about it as like a job.
It's a
This guy,
business.
this guy does it as like his like influencer
Yeah,
type.
Yeah, no.
I think
But there's a
persona.
guy who does it for a business here too. I remember that.
No.
I can't tell you how many phones I've seen fall off the
No,
boat.
I think you just gotta.
Yeah, no, I
figure out
remember.
makeshift scuba gear and just jump in there and hope for the best.
Back in the day, you just put a tube in your mouth.
There you go.
I was
Yeah.
picturing him.
Straws.
Yeah.
I was picturing Mo with the boat, like in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Dude, okay. It's hard to get down there.
Mo looks like
You got to
he could be a
start at the
pirate.
beach, walk all the way through, and you got to make it through everything.
Yeah, the problem is
Where
my
the-
boat's inflatable.
Yeah.
And so we'll just be hanging out in the water, just like
Yeah, no, you
gasping for air.
got a Cuba Gooding Jr. You got to put on that big metal suit.
That
and
was
just
a great
sink.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, what Man of Honor? Men of Honor.
Ooh,
That was a
one.
good movie.
That was a good one. I liked it.
Yeah, but I do. I'm working to find the right way to get in there. I was thinking maybe like dropping a camera and maybe just scoping.
Or get one of those magnets while you're up there and just throw it down and start doing it.
Yeah,
Do
you can
magnet
see
heard
it
fishing.
when it
about-
comes up.
I
Yeah.
have heard about people doing the magnet fishing
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
finding all kinds of fucking wild stuff.
I think we could find a bunch of things.
Yeah.
The thing is, the bell is brass, and so it's not magnetic.
Oh.
And see, here's the
yeah.
other thing is it's so, I'm not saying dirty, but like,
You could say dirty.
Murky.
murky. Yeah, it's murky.
Yeah.
And anything you do is gonna kick up silt, and it's gonna get, cloudy. You're not gonna find.
No, totally. No, like the bottom of the river is like it's just sediment.
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
from
you'd
over
have to
years.
like figure a way to like drag the top to if you wanted to find something like that. Otherwise, you're feeling around and
Yeah.
Yeah.
that close to the shore.
You're not-
I just
you're not
got
gonna
to
be able to see
imagine there's
anything,
got to be
yeah.
more
Dude.
than a few
Yeah, no, like,
decade-old
there's
syringes.
all these rascally
From the
teens
good
that
old-
throw shit in the
I
river.
was thinking that wonderful pair of cement shoes, or like you never know what you're gonna find down there.
Yeah, well,
no
that
shit.
close to
Yeah.
the shore,
In
I
the
wouldn't
river, I
really
don't think.
In
think.
the river, I meant.
Yeah.
Right, but that close to the shore,
They were lazy back in the day.
yeah. I guess. Just seems like something the Friends would have found. Friends of the Chicago River system, or whatever they're calling themselves now.
No, Friends
Yeah.
is cool. Friends is cool, and then Urban Rivers is cool. They're like we're now allies. They're helping me out with these shows.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Are they?
Yeah.
So when you first started, actually, I had a question about this. Did you have like permission to go up there and start playing, or did you start playing and then eventually got?
Was there
if you
some
wanna
sort
talk
of
about
permitting like thing
Because I
you
know
had
that you
to
get
process you had to go
permitting for
through?
it
Yeah, I honestly I got no idea.
All right.
I've just been going out there and doing it.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
No shit. That's
All right.
fucking cool as shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Pirate
that
promotions.
Or, like, is it good?
No, I think they know.
Okay. I mean, you were on the paper
It's-
a little bit ago.
Right, I
Yeah.
mean, look, it's one of those things where it's like, look, it's not messing with anybody.
Yeah.
We're not gonna fuck
Yeah.
with
and you
it.
clean up after.
You know,
Yeah,
Exactly.
that's-
Yeah.
as long as some like Chad doesn't come around, you know, talking all kinds of shit and like,
Right.
be like
Start
blah
some
blah
problem or
blah.
whatever.
Right, like you know,
having too much fun.
right, like you know, some
I
loser
can hear you
from,
in my apartment.
right, you know, some loser from Michigan who's got their house on the river down the bank a little bit. Like it's
Yeah.
too loud. Do they even have permits? You know, like
It reminds me of, remember a couple years ago when those families started trying to sue Wrigley Field because they moved next to Wrigley Field because the area is nice, and then they tried to sue them for the noise and the traffic.
yeah.
And the people, it's like, wait, so you moved next to a stadium
So I
that
gotta
does
agree.
concerts
Yeah.
and makes a lot of noise and
Right.
drunks going around,
Right.
and then you complain because you
Right.
moved next to it.
right, right.
Makes
So
a
I
lot of
have a
sense.
great story for this.
Yeah.
In college, I interned for a downtown alderman,
Okay.
and he's a prick now and whatever. We don't talk, but
Was he into politics? Was he into politics?
well, I don't know. I'm not saying anything. You know, he went from being like a cool guy to like not being a cool guy, and like all it had to do was,
Yep.
you know, it was like a mistake they made that he fixed,
Yep.
but then later was like wanted repayment
Yeah. No, I remember the
or
story.
reimbursement. So
I
anyway,
wasn't going to go into it.
all right, sorry, whatever. We're
No
not going to
worries.
go in. Anyway, I was working for this downtown alderman, and I would get calls all the time. Like, I worked mainly in constituent services,
Yeah.
right? So, it's downtown, so you get a lot of people complaining about downtown shit. But I would get this guy that would call in, like, once or twice a week and bitch about siren noise. And
You lived
So-
next. Oh, please tell me. Please tell me how close he lived.
he was, like, on, like, over by, it was like the Streeterville Gold Coast sort of border.
Yeah.
Kind of like by Esquire
Okay.
Theater. You know, it's kind of where I remember him saying he was living, but he was like more west of Michigan Avenue.
How close is that to, like, you know, people who are not gonna know? Because I honestly kind of don't know either.
This is okay. This would be just off the Mag Mile, a couple blocks west of the Mag Mile. Mag Mile is Chicago Michigan Avenue. Blah blah. You know, fucking Google it. All right. So anyway,
I love his descriptors. Just fucking Google it. Seriously,
like,
come on.
you know, go to a map and then go a few blocks west away from the lake.
All right, it's a
if you
few
need
blocks
it.
away.
Yeah.
All
Right, so it's-
all
Yeah,
you know,
Gold Coast. Yeah.
So Streeterville is the area where the John Hancock building is and all that stuff, and then you just go north of that. That's
Yeah.
the Gold Coast. That's where, you know, it's just a lot of uppity buildings and apartments and stuff. Anyway, so the guy lives in a skyscraper, you know, right on like let's call it the northern edge of Streeterville. And he was constantly complaining about siren noise, specifically from fire trucks and ambulances.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And like, you know, I'd get this guy, and like I just would have fun with him a lot of times. Like, yeah, you know, man, I totally get it. Where are you from? Oh, yeah, you know, I get it. You know, like, yeah, there's none of that out there. You know, I don't know why you would move, you know, like, you know, you moved
If you're
into,
wondering
you know,
why Mike's not in politics,
right, why I didn't go into politics. So anyway, I decided I'm going to have a lot of fun with this guy, right? And I hang up with him. I'm like, you know what, sir, I'm I'm going to do something about this, all right? I'm going to use the full weight of this office, and I'm going to get you an official answer to this, okay?
Wow.
Because
Wow.
this is obviously really hitting you hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, I get it. You moved into one of the busiest cities in the country, and you're upset about noise. So I'm going to, give me your phone number. I'm actually going to call you back on this. And, like, even, like, the top 8 in the office, like, gets up and, like, turns around. He's like, I told you to never tell anybody that you were going to, like, do something.
We're not here to do
it's all
something.
right. It's all, like, yes. Okay, I understand. It's all empathy. And, like, I will certainly bring this up, and I put the complaints into the computer, Excel
You're only
sheet, whatever.
supposed to edge them, not finish the job.
Right,
But you're
like,
going
what
to
are you
take
gonna
this
do?
one personally.
He's like, what do you?
I will save this.
And the top 8, he was like from like Algonquin or something, like he wasn't like a city kid, but like we had gone to the same college, so like he had like a little bit of a shine, took a little bit of a shine towards me, right? So I'm like, look, dude, I'm going to do something. He's like, what are you going to do? I called the chief of the office of the chief of the fire department.
Yeah.
And I asked to speak with the fire chief. And like, he's not in right now. I can give you the voicemail for the assistant fire chief or a deputy fire chief. I'm like, sure, send it to me. Send me in. I leave this message. I forget if it was a voicemail or a message with like an actual secretary.
Yeah.
2 hours later, I get a phone call back. And somebody's like, hey, Mike, it's the fucking fire chief's office for you. I'm like, sweet. I pick up the phone. He's like, are you fucking serious? That was the thing. I go, all right, hold on a second. Wait, who am I talking to? He says, this is the deputy fire chief of the Chicago Fire Department. I'm like, all right.
You fucked up now.
Just to give you a little background here. I'm like, I'm the son of a cop, a Chicago cop. I 100%, understand what's going on. I'm like, but I got this guy who calls me every day bitching about siren noise. All right? And like I'm like running out of insults like that are like nice in a way that like, he's not taking it as an insult. He's like, all right, he goes, I got to shoot this up his ass. He goes, tell him we're looking into sonic technology, sonic pulse technology that will not bounce off the fucking skyscrapers. Back and forth, and it will actually lower the ambient noise of the entire of downtown Chicago. I'm like, no shit. I'm like, that's good.
Dude, yeah.
He's like, yeah, it's complete bullshit, but...
Welcome to Chicago politics.
That's so good. Man.
So, I mean, that was one of the times where I just had a lot of fun with him.
No, that's good. I'm imagining this guy like out on the street and, like the ambulance comes, carrying someone who's probably like, needs to get rushed or they're dying and like the siren's coming and it goes by. He's just like, shut up!
Right.
Shut up!
So what I imagine is, some guy who's like from, the middle of nowhere.
I'm picturing like Cartman when he was playing video games on South Park at home, like in the middle of his game, questing out, eating his chips.
Right, but he's got his window open, right? You're in your high rise with your, probably amazing HVAC system.
Right.
But you decide to crack your
Window.
your windows that only open 6 inches because of obvious reasons. So then you're getting that. So the sound of whatever the street is going to be amplified as it goes up, right? Mm-hmm. Especially if the buildings are somewhat the same size, it's going to keep going until one of the buildings is shorter than the other, and the sound waves can carry off the street.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, couldn't the firefighters just turn off their thing at that time? Like as they're passing them by, just shut off the siren.
So
there you go. No,
and
be courteous,
right? And to give them some credit. Not this isn't happening fucking downtown, but in neighborhoods, like if a fire truck were coming to like a call on this street that we're on right now, because we're on a residential street off a main drag, they would be using the siren until they turned onto the street that comes here. Then it would be lights only from like.
I never knew that.
No shit.
Yeah, it'd be
I
lights only
either.
from Little Joe's to here.
That makes sense.
But also at the same time, you're gonna hear that diesel engine power.
Right.
I mean, the people in the neighborhood are gonna know, but it's less likely to wake up like little kids and scare them on like a school night or something like that. So that is something that they did do that I do support, which is cool. It makes sense.
I like that.
Remember,
you don't need the siren to get through a side street.
I
You need to
I
get through
agree.
A
traffic.
few months back, they had the firefighters out there at the building across the street from us. And yeah, I didn't hear them come in.
We get a lot of trucks around here lately, especially
We-
Xfinity.
We do, but,
But
those are different stories.
Right. But I was sitting
Cable
here thinking,
guy.
I'm looking over you, and I'm picturing you on the pillar talking to people, and like how it's going. The first thing I keep popping in my head, you playing a little flute, screaming, "Dance, my little river rats, dance!"
Yeah, no, it does kind of happen like that. Only I play the accordion.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but then the rats do come and they help
And it's the polka.
help move everything. And
But before we get too
He
far in,
becomes a smithereen.
would you like to have a conversation with Mike about
yeah.
elevating your mind to 7 points?
Oh,
Oh, okay. So, all right. Well,
You
that
give the
was
background, Mike.
kind of
wait,
a
hold
weird
on,
lead-in,
really
but anyway.
quick though, like just because we're talking about the sound. So
Yeah.
the beauty of the space that I have is that we're projecting south from the Belmont Bridge, and there's no residential. Down the river is this Rockwell on the river, and there's Steve Albini's old studio is across the
Okay.
river.
Shout out R.I.P. Steve Adam.
Yeah, and then and that's just kind of like manufacturing, and so the only residential is on the north side, on the other side of the river, and so we're projecting the sound kind of, I guess, towards that, but like it doesn't carry that far. The loudest thing that's ever happened though was it wasn't me. Someone else.
James Brown impersonator.
It wasn't me.
Wow.
No, it's these guys who had these crazy loud fireworks, and they were down on a boat under the bridge, and I think throwing them and like
Right.
they were blowing up, under the bridge, and like that was a huge sound.
Sure, just like the amplification and the concussion
Yeah.
with the bridge, just
Oh,
kind of
man.
amplifying it down. Yeah, I mean, it would make sense.
So,
And
but
they were under it while they were doing it too.
yeah, they were under the bridge
Wow.
too. Yeah, so
Were
it
they,
was really
were they,
That's
was
an
they
echo.
part of the
Yeah,
band,
like
or was
you're-
there,
just
No, these are
thinking-
people I have no idea who they were.
No, they were just
But it just
guys.
happened to be like, I don't know. They came like at the end of the show. Like we were, kind of
okay.
loading out. It was dark, and then suddenly, boom.
Oh,
you know?
no shit.
Yeah,
I'd be afraid to
Yep.
be on the pillar when that happens. You jump off.
yeah.
Whoa, what happened?
Honestly, it sounds like somebody bringing police attention to one area while they go to another.
I know it does. It really does.
Yeah, that could be. Yeah.
Or really bad fishermen.
What are you fishing for there? Carp.
They're trying to find that bell down there.
Yep. Trying to ring somebody.
Oh yeah, after that, you are not finding the bell after that. That definitely created a wake under.
Yeah. No, we just got to get deeper now.
Yeah. you know the general location of it, though, right?
Yeah. We got the general idea.
All right.
Yeah.
So do you guys ever
It's somewhere
move?
in that river. That's all we know.
I need someone who's really good at a claw game.
Right.
Not us.
And
Yeah.
not blind claw game because you're
Yeah.
not gonna
That
see
is
shit.
what-
I've seen Mo play the claw game. It did not work out well.
Hey, no, it didn't work out for you either.
I know. I wasn't saying it would.
I used to actually
I've
be
never
good at
played the
game.
claw game, but
I used to.
Wrong
we've
claw.
talked about it.
I used to be good at the claw game though. I used to win like a lot of fucking gifts back in the
Yeah.
I gave them
a lot of iPads,
a lot of-
iPods.
yeah, all the iPads and iPods. No, they're mostly sub toys type shit. Like I used to give them to my younger cousins and everything. But
I mean,
yeah,
I
lost that skill a
probably,
long time ago. I haven't touched it.
I
in so
probably
long.
played about 3 of those and was like, "Fuck this crooked shit."
When we went to the Jameson ball, the Jameson bartenders ball, they had a free claw machine out there. You could play and
Right.
get
But it
Jameson
probably
swag.
also wasn't like carnied up.
No, it was.
It was.
It was.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
Not
You-
as
you were
carny
able
as
to
it
win
could
socks,
be,
basically.
but it was a little carny.
Yeah, it was. Like it wasn't
At
like.
least it was free.
There was a lot of things that like people were grabbing. It would just like immediately drop. Like.
Is that an appropriate word?
Carny?
Carney?
Carney?
You saying
Yeah.
it's not
Yeah,
politically
I think-
correct?
I was asking if the way we said it, we looked at each other. I'm like, is that a PC word nowadays?
can we say
I'm asking
carny?
you, PC
Can we say
principal.
Carney?
Go fuck
I
yourself.
feel like yeah.
Yeah, you think so?
I like
Alright.
it's like it's Carney or Gypsy's the one that like is now a little profane.
Well,
Right.
and
Right.
we've
That's
said
very-
gypsy a lot on this
We
show.
have.
But
Really?
yeah.
We had like an
talked about it.
I
entire
know we
show
did.
where we discussed
I know we
it.
did.
It was words that might be PC right
Yeah,
now.
I
that's
remember.
it.
I was just curious. I'm like, did someone come after that word yet?
Yeah.
I
Carney,
don't know.
yeah.
The thing is, like, when you see a dude with 3 teeth, it's like that's a carny.
Maybe.
Or he
Is
makes really good
is
math.
Ooh.
Where did you see? Did you see them working a booth at a carnival?
Yeah.
Then they're a carny.
Yeah.
If you saw them, while you're driving past a certain area and they're hanging outside of a double wide, they're probably meth.
It's a methy,
Right? That's
It's
not
a
a
methy or a
carny.
carny.
It's a cookie.
No, totally. There's some Venn diagram connection, but not
there
all carnies are doing meth.
Right. No, I'm just saying. I'm not using it. I'm not
There's
saying
an
it's
overlap.
right. You know, like,
Little, but there's an overlap.
I'm not saying that having 3 teeth classifies you as a carny in my book. I mean,
Yeah,
there's
no,
other.
that's a fair
There's
point.
other points of classification that got to be hit in order for me to use that sort of a distinction on somebody.
Yeah.
Same like with like what do you call it, like a gypsy. As we talk, what kind of gypsy we talk about? We talk about one of those like American gypsies that like
Romanian
have the
ones.
shows, or we got those one from like Quasimodo gypsies, like from the Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Yeah.
It's kind of like when we make the terrorism jokes in the Middle East. Mo hits all the categories.
Just two.
Just
Quite in a calculated way as well, and powerfully explosive way.
Hey, I said we gotta start talking about this. I'm gonna actually get locked up one day.
You probably are.
What's in this bag?
Okay.
There's
All right,
This is Mike's show.
This is Mike's show. That is a let's call it a swag bag that we picked up from another guest that we had on the show, and we haven't really opened it up yet.
Oh, wow.
Just because of
Surprises.
exactly
The surprises are fun.
well, I've opened up a couple of it, but that's a different story.
Wow.
Right, well, Mo
Do you open
had
up your
company.
presents before Christmas?
Sometimes.
Mo had a little.
Mo doesn't
company,
believe
so
in
we
Christmas.
went
I
into
don't
it.
believe in Christmas.
But
I'm not surprised.
He's so
Gosh.
So,
he
at
believes
least
in
Joe
70
and I would
Yeah.
like to welcome you
Yes.
to open up our
Yeah.
little
Yes.
goodie bag there, and if something you want to do, we got a lot of.
Ah,
Oh, there's an empty bag.
empty
Oh.
bag. That's nice.
What was in that,
I
Mo?
don't know what was in there. I
That's
think somebody
nice
else put
there.
that in there. I
So
have
there's
no
a lot
idea
of
what was
there's
in
some
there.
pre-rolls, there's some edibles in
That
there.
is a mix for a weed drink, like cannabis drink. Like,
Whoa, electrolyte drink mix.
yeah, it was very interesting. It was
Oh, you
Yeah.
tried one.
I didn't try it yet.
Oh,
that's not my
I was gonna
Focus
open it up.
and energy.
I felt like it was gonna be kind of
Alright.
like a nice drink to try out.
Cool.
I was thinking maybe mix it in with the fucking shot one day.
Ooh, Miss Grass pre-rolls.
So this is one of the things that I opened up. I had 3 of those. And
Baby
they have.
pre-rolls.
Okay, no,
Oh.
I didn't open this one up. There was a different one that I opened.
You
up.
opened the
That
dog
was-
walkers.
Yeah, I did
did.
open up dog walkers.
Dog
So
walkers are really
if it's a
well.
mini,
Yeah.
we could each take one. We don't have to pass that back and forth.
And then,
Oh,
yeah.
they fucking kick your ass.
Well, they
like-
kick your
like-
ass,
more.
not
No,
Mike's
no,
ass.
I'm saying this like my friend had
Let's.
smoked one. He smokes, and it fucked him
More
up.
pre-rolls.
I think Mike should eat one of those ears.
Ear?
Yeah,
I'm
right?
not- my
They
name
are
is not-
called Mike Bites.
They're
Oh, the Mike
bites.
Tyson.
They're Mike
Yeah,
bites.
he said he was
Yeah.
gonna give us those, and I
Pre-roll
forgot.
blunts.
I didn't get any of those. Just
No,
Mo did.
you give me 2 of them.
Oh, that's why you got 2 of those. You know why you got 2?
Why?
Because you look like the only one of us that would eat someone's ear.
I would eat Mike's ear.
That's a lotion, I
Yeah,
believe.
lotion. Wow.
Yeah.
Mo
that
will
is-
happily show you how it works.
That is his lotion, by the way. That is his lotion that
Whoa!
somehow ended up
Wow!
in my bag.
Wow! You're just pointing it at him.
Sea salt caramel bites.
Yeah.
That was actually I want to try out. That sounds interesting, actually.
So why don't you take one? Open it up. Try one, Mo.
I don't want it to fuck me
Yeah.
up. That's why.
Yeah.
How strong are they? Hold on.
It's hard to say.
We're about,
Five-
ha-
five
we're about,
milligrams.
Dog walkers,
yeah,
those are
we're
good.
about halfway through the show. You're not gonna know anything
Yeah.
on the show. Oh wow, those look a
I
lot
thought
bigger
those
than
Mike
I
bites.
thought.
You guys want to try it?
Thank you.
I'll do the
Would
I'll
you
do the
want
Tyson
to
one.
try chocolate?
I'll try a chocolate.
But if you'd like to spark up or go for it, feel free.
Oh wow,
I already smoked a little.
they are.
Oh man, let me take.
Like ears. Oh,
Here.
that's
Mike,
awesome.
Mike, you gotta hold it up and show me that.
Hold up the Mike Tyson thing.
Hold on.
Oh.
You gotta hold this one in the other hand. We gotta do that. That's a funny
Hey,
one.
that's not a bad chocolate.
I gotta straight.
Oh, tasty.
That's funny.
Wow.
Do you
How
want
does
a
Evander's
Tyson
ears
bite?
taste?
What is it?
Do you want a Mike Tyson bite?
A bit fruity.
Oh.
It's the shape of Mike Tyson. You know when he bit off the ear.
Yeah.
Show this to him.
I do want to see it.
That cracks me up.
Taste wise, not bad.
That's funny. That's funny.
That's classic.
That is
Wow.
hilarious.
Absolutely.
Way to own it.
Yeah.
So, now I wanna. Did you want to smoke anything at all first before we continue?
Maybe.
Go ahead, whatever it is that you want to grab.
Yeah.
I think that Miss Grass thing might have been open,
Yeah, that's probably a good angle.
and I think you said it was
I don't
minis.
think it is open.
No,
Well,
I
like
think-
it's
I think
easy to
this one
open.
is.
No, he opened it up,
Yeah.
and it was open.
Rock and roll with them, huh?
There you go.
Oh, merci.
What is it? What
Mike?
the fuck is the reply to that? I don't know.
I don't either.
What was the question?
You're welcome.
Yeah.
The reply to Mercy.
Boku.
Poco is very much.
So where did you start? The Ducks are the first
Thank
to know.
you very much.
The what?
The Ducks are the first to know.
The Ducks are the first to know. It's from this Chinese poem that kind of like people in China know, like, and they'll say it around springtime. It's the ducks are the first to know when the water's warm, because they got their feet in it.
Oh,
That's actually.
I like that.
Is that
That's what
from
it's-
this right
yeah,
there?
that's what I was reading it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I wanted to ask you exactly about that. About how this past winter has been, because you went to China. What is it that you did out there? How was this
you went
the
to
show
China?
out there? Yeah, he had the whole production out there. It was fucking. I saw like the clips of it that you posted online. It was fucking. It looked cool as shit.
Did you perform on Chinese rivers?
Uh,
Are you a Chinese river king too?
the thing is, I never specified which river.
He is right.
Yes.
That is true.
So yeah, no, I was checking out some Chinese rivers, but I was mostly performing at this sort of large tourism place. It's like a giant mall with museums, like arcade, like it's in Guangzhou, which is just north of Hong Kong, on kind of the southwest part of China. There's 17 million people in Guangzhou. It's a small town for China.
It's wild, isn't it? How many Chinese cities are these massive populations and you've never heard of them? You know, like for me, one of the first ones I was doing a LED lighting company.
Yeah.
Right, and a lot of our product was coming from an area called Shenzhen, China.
Shenzhen, China.
Right. So when we were talking, I was talking to one of the guys who had come back from seeing the factory over there. He's like, you would not believe. He's like, this city is 100 miles long. He goes, it's got 15 to 20 million people in it. He goes, but they've got like a main road, and it's a 100-mile road, and it's just everything off of it is just factories by factories by factories by factories. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, and that's all it is. He's like, it's like if you were to take what you would know about like the Pullman district here, which Mo probably knows nothing, but
No.
the Pullman is like, it was a railroad car manufacturer, and the guy basically built a town around his factory so that his workers didn't have to travel, didn't need cars,
Yeah.
public transportation or whatever to get to the factory. They could literally walk from home there, but he also had stores, he had grocery stores, he had everything you would need, and now it's its own neighborhood right now.
Right.
But that's where, you know, Pullman cars were like luxury train cars that they were like making shit like that. So like, this is like that on fucking steroids.
Oh wow.
Where, you know, like you'll see stuff that comes out of towns like this where they take shipping containers and turn them into apartment buildings.
Oh shit.
I've seen there's a mall like that outside of Vegas.
Yeah.
I've seen dispensaries built like that, bars built like that.
I've always thought like those were kind of cool as fuck to see, like the old trailers or whatever the fuck, and then just like repurposed for like
Right. I mean, you see like the
homemade
shipping
or stuff,
containers
yeah.
turned into like tiny homes and stuff
Yes,
all
yeah,
the
it's
time.
always
now.
really cool.
Yeah, it's a great concept. Easy for shipping too.
So there was
fucking
this like
cannoli on
parking
me.
lot that
Oh, yeah.
like, well, it wasn't really a parking lot, but we called it the lot. That used to have that. There was like a bunch of people over there that they had the shipping containers like stacked up on top of each other, and they had like this whole thing in there, and it was actually cool as fuck. They used to like throw raves in there all the time. It was a good ass fucking
Yeah.
time over there. They used to call like the people who were like there, like who worked over there or who just hung out over there, like myself for a while. The pirates is what we were called.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was fucking,
Mo
it was
definitely
an
looked the
interesting
part
fucking
though.
thing.
Yeah, he did.
It wasn't just
all
me.
his
There was
metal.
more than me that looked like that, man.
Mo's a
Holy
pirate for
shit.
sure.
Dude, there was a guy looked fucking badass as
Pillow
fuck.
pirate.
Straight up, dude. And he has the amount of jewelry that he had on himself. He had like a ring on every fucking. He straight up looked like he came out of like.
How many rings do you have on right now,
no,
Mo?
I have
As I
five.
was counting, he's got 4 rings on 10 fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this guy.
And how many chains does he wear?
Looked like he came straight out of Pirates of the Caribbean.
So do you sometimes.
With his fucking like he had like a ring on every finger and like just chains striping down. Fucking like dude, the way he dressed, everything about him, he looked like he just came out of the 1800s.
I'm picturing you in costume.
Yeah, I mean, it just.
You see,
yeah.
that wasn't his costume though. That was his attire. That was. His
It's
clothing.
not your costume either. It's your attire.
It reminds me of one of the very first times I remember going out with Mo. And
When he had the black shirt when it was open.
The
he
black
looked,
shirt
and he looked like,
open,
and we
and
called
he
him like
had
a
the-
Temu version of Mr. T.
and he had the giant the giant trench coat
Yeah.
on, right? But he didn't button it or anything. So he like walked out of this bar or the club we were in, and it like flew open, and he's just like, ugh. Like, and I was like, oh my god.
And then he just smelled the cologne, like he bathed in
No,
it.
I was.
You keep saying that. I
I
don't put on that much fucking cologne.
I was
You
up
literally
with-
hooked it to the shower handle for yourself.
It smells strong, like when initially, but then after like 30, 40 minutes, it comes out. It's a strong.
Yeah, but you
smell.
put it on right before we get in the car together.
Yeah, you know, because you don't put on any cologne, Joe, and I'm trying to give you like
because it's
a
your
sign.
car.
I do. I'm like sparingly with it. I don't
No,
bathe
I
in
make
it.
sure that you get some of the smell. That's why I put it on like that.
I always wear the same too, and then you ruin the smell. I've been wearing the same for years.
Lawrence, did you find the ashtray in front of you?
The one that
Crater?
has mountains.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I found
Just
it.
making sure.
Yeah, it's cool. I like
that's
that.
my favorite fucking ashtray, man. I've had that for a couple
Yeah.
years.
And the first time I met Mo, it was outside the Gallery Cabaret. And this
And
dude's
what
just...
goes on inside the Gallery Cabaret?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I mean,
It's an
who
open.
cares?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yeah, enough said. Enough said. Continue,
So,
continue the story.
Mo is just cutting some dude's hair. Like right outside the bar.
2 a.m.
So inside it's like an open mic. It's a creative like kind of space. I go there like on the open mics.
Outside, it was an open chair, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Inside,
Yeah.
open mic. Outside, open chair.
There was like barely any fucking light, just street lights out there, and I'm just like squinting. The guy he had long ass hair. He was like, I just want to cut it all off, get like a shorter cut. And I was like, all right. I mean, I can't really see you, but I got you.
Yeah.
It came up pretty decent. Though.
Yeah.
It did.
No,
So you just walk around with clippers and scissors?
No, so
Like,
at that time,
help me picture this now. Like,
Somebody from the venue.
That's
gave it
honestly,
to
I was
him.
like, what? How did he? What?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
He like
He
carries
walks
it in a
around
gun.
with a kit, just like a
Yeah.
serial killer.
Yeah, like
but
he's got a gun holster just for his clippers and his scissors.
it's a blow dryer.
Yeah.
no, at the time,
You
I
don't
worked-
mess with the
I worked
Zohan.
at multiple different shops, so like it was, and I don't have a car, so I was going right after work out with somebody, and when I was going over there, I had all my shit with me because the next day I was supposed to take it to a different shop. So this guy's sitting over there, and he was like, "That's your equipment," and I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "You got hair?" I'm like, "Yeah," and he was like, "You mind giving me a haircut?" I'm like, "I guess, yeah, fuck it, why not?"
I can't even like picture
Yeah.
it. Like,
Dude, it's not the first time it's happened, dude.
I oddly can picture it. Yeah.
I went to fucking dude rooftop parties. I've had people ask me to fucking cut.
so
their
you
hair.
just walk around with it
If
now.
I have my shit with me, yeah. Like I don't. Somebody.
So what
asked me
percent of the
to-
time do you have your shit with you now?
Yeah, like
Right
how,
now, it's actually a lot less because I don't move around to different fucking shops. But at
Have
the
you
time,
thought
I was-
about? I mean, we're about to hit up a bunch of street fests, right? Should we start like when Mike questions
did think
them?
about doing something like
should
that.
Mo be cutting their hair?
I did think about doing something.
would you
that.
like Would you
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
to get your hair cut for our podcast by our professional hair cutter?
Yeah.
I would not
Yeah.
mind doing
We'll call
that.
you a
I'd love it.
stylist when we get
When
there.
I saw him out there, then I was like, "What? You should do this at the river."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Mo fucking brings a whole chair. He
It was like 200.
like a 200-pound barber chair.
I remember when we were
Yeah.
talking about this, and you were very like we asked about it, and you're like, "No, I'm not gonna do that. This fucking shit's heavy." And
It is heavy. No, I would want to do it again. Do we have a barber
Yeah.
chair? Do we have a barber chair?
Check Facebook Marketplace. I'm sure you can find one.
Girl,
Dude,
I don't
the
know.
cheapest thing is like $500-600. I don't have fucking
Don't get a
$500
barber
to
chair.
waste,
Just
so-
get a normal chair.
Right,
Get a therapist chair
weird,
or a
folding-
dentist chair
It's a little
Folding
better with
chair.
the barber
or any
It's
chair that
right.
But you
It's-
can't do it with any chair.
It comes with the you can't just cut somebody's hair on a
Yeah.
fucking chair.
Like I was on the pylon, like playing
Cuts my hair
songs,
on a
and I'm
chair.
looking out across, and there's like just it's people, and then there's a dude in a barber chair, just like he's sick. He's getting like swirling all around him, snipping his hairs. Like this is awesome.
But I want to do it again so badly. That was a good fucking time.
Yeah.
The
You
only,
got
the only
boots.
thing was
Yeah,
the only thing
that'd be
was
funny.
I think like
movable
I
table and
probably
stuff.
made around like 300 with that
To have
day.
it at
But
a street fest.
I
Yep.
used like 200 just for transportation because of the fucking chair, and I was like, "What the fuck, man?"
That makes sense.
I was like, "Dude, it's way too much work for it."
I
like,
wonder if something like Renegade Art Fair would be down to have you as like an installation there.
Yeah,
If we could get you to like,
I would love to. I wanted to do it for like for raves. I was thinking about it because like I went to a rave and somebody asked me like he found out I was a barber and he had like trimmers and he said, "Can you give me a fade while with like the trimmers?" And I'm like, dude, that's like one of the most difficult things. Bless you.
Yeah, and can you do it on the dance floor?
And I did. Not on the dance floor, but in the middle of the forest, high as fuck.
Dude, yeah.
and I did it, and it came out fucking pretty goddamn decent. I was like, damn, like
because
that's
he was in the Rockies and it's a high elevation.
It's good. Yeah.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah, they're on Facebook Marketplace. Man,
And-
some
but-
barber chairs are like thousands of dollars.
Yeah,
That's
no, they're
crazy.
expensive as hell, the chairs. But there's a chair that they're making actually that I don't know if it's already done being made or not, but it's supposed to fold up into like a case, and like you just carry it like that, and it's like $2,000-3,000. The last time I saw the
man.
fucking price, and I was like, damn, that's commitment for it, you know? Like, that's a lot for
Ooh la
that,
la.
but it pays itself because then I can take my things with me anywhere I go, you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, dude, look at this. Unfold the chair, and then have Mike sit in there, and there you go. Mike, you'll be the trophy, you know.
The trophy.
Yeah, you'll be like the canvas for me. and
Oh, they
everything,
have like a foldable one that works for a barber. It's a hairstylist chair. It's called for like
Yeah.
$250,
really.
and you can logo and customize it and everything too.
I mean, I guess I'll have to settle for this. That's not the same though. It's not it.
I know it's not. You want the big
that-
one, but
yeah, you wanna-
you
you
were
wanna-
talking about a
Yeah.
foldable one that
Fancy.
folds down.
Right? Oh no, they
It's a
have
travel
so
chair.
that one looks
This
like
is
a
a
barber
chair.
chair.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
one
okay.
looks like a
Okay.
barber chair. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
mixed.
like
It's not the
folds
same
into,
look.
Like a case. Yeah.
Right. I mean, but you know, I would imagine hydraulics would become. That's where
Yeah.
all the weight comes.
Yeah.
Is what
So-
it takes to
That makes sense.
seal
So
that
let's-
vacuum.
Let's pull it back a little bit because it's now becoming Mo's show, not not Lawrence's show.
Well, Lawrence brought you up.
Yeah.
though. He's
That
just
is
talking
true.
about
That's
how
true.
he
All
met
right,
you.
so
That is
hopping off of that, one of the things that's cool about this river show is I've been able to just kind of bring whoever wants to come can kind of participate. Also, outside the same bar, Gallery Cabaret, I met this guy Odin, and Odin's a chef, and he was talking about doing pop-ups, and I was like, hey, would you ever want to do food at this river show? And so he came, and he just like loves it, and so he's now doing food at all of these shows.
Oh, nice.
And the thing is, he's popping off. Like at this last show, like he had to do a pop up at another location, but then he sent his sister and her husband to do a pop up at my place.
Was that the spot on the right side of the
Yeah.
wall? Yeah. Oh, they have
Dude,
good food.
the
I
food
tried
is
it, yeah.
good too. Like, so they'll do like hot dogs for anybody, but then they're bringing like ceviche.
Yeah, they
Oh,
had
wow.
some ceviche
And
over there. It was fire.
there was one time they were grilling octopus.
Oh, I love octopus.
Ooh, no shit.
So
From
how
the river?
often do you do this
Yeah.
show?
River Rock.
How long?
How often?
How often? I'm kind of trying to do it like every week right now,
Oh, nice.
which is kind of it is crazy.
It's mostly on Sundays, but then you might do them on some Mondays too because of industry people, right?
Yeah, it's
Holiday.
kind of between Saturdays and Sundays.
Saturdays and Sundays.
And then this next one is on Monday. That's Ducks are the first to know.
And if people want to find out when it is there somewhere to go to follow or check it out? Or?
It's yeah. You can follow Lawrence Tome on Instagram, or I have a website, lawrencetome.com, and then you can sign up for an email list. You know,
I might have to do the email list thing because there's a lot of times like I'll just like look for like whenever it is you're gonna post up something and see what date it is gonna be coming by. It's like
yeah.
easier
I
to
mean,
do that.
Instagram like sucks.
Yeah.
I feel like you can follow somebody and then not see the thing you want to see.
Right. Yeah. And that was one of the things because like a lot of times I'll send you a message. Hey, like, is there something going on this weekend? I didn't see anything about it. And like, but yeah, no, it's a fucking good ass time over there. It's always a fun time. You guys do have to go to it. They were gonna go with me last weekend, but I don't know what happened. Like, he had a late night, and you had kind of a late
we got
night
a
too,
bunch
no?
of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this Monday, I'm particularly excited for.
Yeah, what's going on with
What's
this
special
this
about this
Monday?
Monday?
So
Like
I am gonna
Memorial
say that this
Monday?
episode
Yeah.
is gonna come out after the Monday,
That's sick.
but this,
So we are recording this as Memorial Day weekend,
Yeah.
in case
yeah,
anybody's
Memorial Day
wondering.
weekend. Yeah,
Right.
It's a 4-day weekend, so I think that's why you're shooting for Monday, is because it's a holiday.
yeah, that's
Okay.
it. I figured people have the day off. They
Right.
wanna just be outside.
Yeah.
So for those who didn't make it, what are they going to be what's going to happen this
So
Monday?
what these listeners have already missed.
Yeah. Or what they've already seen.
Yeah, or what they've already
What-
seen.
What they've
Or
already
seen.
missed is my band playing, and it was awesome. Or I guess it will be. Yeah. No, this is time travel, man. This is crazy. Wow. Yeah. No. So my band's playing, and we're gonna kick it off at high noon, and then we have Mid American Elevator, and then the band I'm stoked on is Abolish Victory.
Abolish Victory.
Yeah,
Okay.
those are like it's a band of the homies. And it's just like everyone's talented, and it's like groovy, and it's also like it's like protest music,
Okay.
in a way. Like my favorite chorus they have, they get this jam going, dun 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 dun, like think like kind of James Brown, and it's
Shit.
and it's like the system is broken, dun 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 dun. The feeling is real. Dun, 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 dun. The system is broken, and they just are just riding that, and you're like, yeah, this is the world we're living in. The system's broken, but the feeling is real. We're here. We're feeling it. We're feeling it in the music, and
I feel like
I
the
don't-
system's been broken for a long time, to be
Yep.
honest.
big time.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's why we have people making music about it.
Everybody, every generation talks about how fucked up the system is.
Yeah.
it's true. That's
So-
why
so do-
anarchy.
So do they have electrical out there, or is it all acoustic?
No, I bring a generator.
Okay.
He
onto
runs the wires
pylon.
through the water and then plugs
No,
it in.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if he runs something
I
from
know,
shore, like almost like a tightrope line with a wire.
There's like a light, or what used to be a light on the pylon. So there's like a cable that comes from the bridge and then does connect some sort of power. But I don't have the wherewithal to try to hack that.
I don't think they let you stay up there if you hack that.
exactly.
Oh
yeah.
probably not.
And so I bring out a generator. I have a PA speaker, and then a guitar amp, bass amp, and drum kit. And,
Nice,
yeah, it's becoming an operation. Like we're miking the kick and the snare.
No.
Oh wow.
You know, like
do people bring their own instruments, or like do you have the instruments yourself that you provide? How does because like I know
Yeah.
I see you going back and forth the entire fucking day, like moving
Dinging
the
there and
equipment
dinging
and
there.
all the instruments and like
yeah.
Yeah.
People bring their own instruments. So like any guitarist can use the Blues Junior that I have up there, and then all the bass players will use the bass amp. So we kind of keep the back line the same.
right.
But oftentimes we're bringing up additional amps. And some of the crazier things we've had, we had like it was essentially a digital organ, like 2 keyboards,
Oh
it's a
shit.
fucking huge ass thing, and this guy like backpacked it up, and like I then was like, all right, like man, this is it. We got to get it down now. And,
Now, how big, like around, or what's the usable
I was
space?
just doing that in
like
my head. I was trying to figure that out
I
too.
guess square
Yeah.
footage or whatever. I'm just like,
It's about the size of the floor of
I
the
don't-
square right here. Like
I'm just-
I don't know.
I'm
In
asking-
a
what
way,
the-
yeah. Like I'm gonna measure it at the next show.
just
I
to
got-
know,
I'm
like,
gonna-
Yeah.
We're gonna see you like
know,
as
'cause,
like,
like-
the band's playing. You're just like, excuse me.
Yeah,
well, no, because
Exactly,
the way
yeah,
he was
yeah.
describing that, I'm almost worried about the dude just being back heavy and just leaning back a little
totally.
too far and
No,
going
there's
right into the
no
river.
space. No, like I
And
said,
that's why I'm like, how big
It's
is
a
like
good-
the actual usable space? Because he's talking about amps and instruments and
Yeah.
look, dude. When you think about
That's
even
it.
a small show at a bar on stage, like you've got guys who've got like 2-3 guitars each,
Yeah.
whatever it may be.
Yeah, no, it's true.
So yeah, I
It's
mean
probably
that's
like I don't know, 15 feet, maybe 12 to 15 feet in diameter.
Okay.
And then it's round.
Circumference, kind of.
And then it is like slightly tilted towards the edge on all of it. That's why the bell rolled off.
Oh, got it.
So it's a little was like concave.
Right.
Which is exciting because that all of the potential energy is heading somewhere. But
Has anybody ever fallen?
no.
No. That's
Mo, would you like to be the first?
Well,
good. Fuck
sort
it,
of.
let's do it. Sort of.
Like, so I just installed. We built a floating like stage.
The platform thing at the bottom, yeah.
I built the Huckleberry Fin raft with
Okay.
55-gallon drums, and then it's an 8x8 wood frame with just decking on top. And so we put that in the water and then floated it down to the river show location. And now that's like our staging area where we can get the gear and the band onto
So you
that.
like load from the dinghy to that,
to
and then
that,
to the
then
pylon.
to the ladder.
Okay.
Like, previous years have been like I'm realizing that this is awesome because like in the past, like you're going from an inflatable boat towards a metal ladder.
It's rusty.
It's
been
Yeah,
sitting
like
in there.
that's
for
literally
years.
what popped the boat one time.
Right,
It's
and
like,
that's why I was asking. I'd be
Yeah.
worried about popping the boat. So
See, I remember watching that like last year, like the way you guys were doing it. Like they're just like get right to the ladder. One person's like holding onto it, the other person's like throwing it up, trying to like.
It's a 3-man operation.
Yeah, no,
and like
it was.
you need someone that's like secure in the boat that can lift a fucking heavy amp, up to here.
Right.
And I'm usually on the ladder. I don't trust a lot of people on the ladder. That's the
Sure.
sketch one. So
Yeah.
then I get down. I use my legs to lift. Get a little bit higher to the person then on the top who then gets it, and then they get it over the edge.
Oh, wow.
And
That's
that
quite
was
an operation.
That was the
Yep.
precarious one, and that was when we had this huge fucking like organ, this digital organ. I think it probably weighed like 70 pounds. Like I put it on because I was like, all right, I can take it down the steps. I trust myself. But then like I started lifting. I'm like, holy fuck, this is too heavy. I can't like control myself with this. But the guy who played it, he got it down, and we got it back all good. Yeah, no, but we've had honestly a lot of really nice gear up there.
Yeah.
Like Nords, some really like nice amps. Like it's kind of wild the trust that people put into this thing.
Yeah, I mean,
right. I mean,
but
that's
it's
what's
such a
blowing
big
my
thing,
mind
though.
right now is
But like it's such a big thing though. Like imagine like you're a musician and you want to play somewhere that's gonna be fucking cool. How many people can say that they've played in a place like that, in a show like that?
Yeah.
Like
That's
I mean,
conceptually, it's amazing.
right? Exactly.
Wait, no, I get it. Like, and look,
Mike, when are you going to play up there?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It'd
Mike
be-
makes
it-
music too.
Yeah.
sweet.
It would be a we.
But
and-
you only
I mean,
need
it
you
would be
to
a
do
we.
it.
Yeah.
No, we don't need just me.
Yeah, I think it'd be more fun.
No,
He's saying
it's a group. We're a band. We're not a mic.
But you're the golden Mike. Mike the gent.
Yeah.
You're the gentleman. You take one for the team.
Yeah, no, but when it comes to performing, it's all of us, bro. Like, everybody's
Yeah.
got to be out there. Everybody who put anything into it. We also have a band.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be doing a podcast on a pylon. Stupid, to be honest.
Hey, that might be the next thing.
We're gonna just sit up there and shit talk, and everyone's gonna They're gonna be
Just
recording.
talking shit to kayakers going by.
Yeah, do you understand? They'd be sitting there with their phone
Hey, that would
cameras
be fun as
and
hell,
canceling
though.
the fuck out of us.
That would be pretty fucking fun though.
We would be canceled for half our discussion.
Probably.
When we're not with the guest, this gets really bad. Really bad. And sometimes when we're with the guest, it gets really fucking bad.
It gets really
cool.
bad either way, usually. But so what do you have planned out for like the future of the Secret River right now? The Secret River show.
Do you have any evolutionary plans?
Yeah.
Not just revolutions.
Yeah.
Evolutions.
No, evolution. No, we are evolving. More floating platforms.
Oh yeah, you're gonna make a walkway just like all the way.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm so like the Wild Mile is this thing that Urban Rivers has built, and it's a floating park. It's by Goose Island, on the like east side of the river, and just like right by REI, and you like walk down and like they have this whole park. It's basically like floating decks, and then they have like kind of floating gardens that they're planting all this natural wildlife in.
Cool.
And it's super sick. So they had like a test dock that they built, which is kind of 8 by 16 feet. And this was to kind of like see like, all right, how do we build this sort of thing? And so they still have this, and they're like, do you want to? So I think we're gonna bring that up to the pylon.
Nice.
And kind of bring it into play, mostly for this river show on June 29. Because I'm gonna have this band Muka Patsa, which is like a marching band.
Oh.
Okay, wow.
That's
alright.
like
Okay,
this,
so now I'm picturing in my head, how does this fit?
yeah. They literally won't fit. It's gonna be 20 people in the band.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah, so they're like playing like sousaphones, like
a
trombones,
few of them I had-
You,
trumpets.
you know you should get a bunch of 2x4s, but really long ones, and do like a seesaw on
That was
top, and make sure they all realize you all have to move at the same time.
Yeah, it's like a Jenga sort of
Yes.
situation.
Then
Yeah,
it becomes more of an obstacle course.
But they don't have to stand; they could sit on all sides, so you get the picture, like the famous picture back in the day when there was where they were working the Sears Tower, was it?
Oh.
Where, so if you put the things down, you have to get someone on both sides to sit at
Yeah.
the same time, scoot out,
You
then
see, you have to,
scoot out, and
you have
scoot
to
out.
get like the perfect weight for that, or like,
Yeah.
like at least pretty close to
I mean,
it.
Right, no,
you
I
wouldn't
mean,
just
that's
jump
what
out the
he's talking
gate.
about,
Yeah.
Right? No, I'm saying
know,
like on both ends.
it's
like
not
people
gonna
would
be
have
even.
to weigh about the same
Right,
thing.
no,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
it wouldn't even
You
have to
ask
be.
the questions and do the math, kind of like when when Larry David was flying on the plane. They asked everyone their weight and their luggage weight.
Yeah.
You have to make sure the instruments and them balance out.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
that'd
that
be
makes sense.
that's what you're doing.
That's kind of what I'm after. Yeah, something like that. The thing is, like that's as good a solution as I have.
I was gonna say like wading through the water, but I like that a lot more, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, I think visually appealing, it would look amazing. Pictures wise, it'd be
yeah.
great. But the amount of work you have to put in to make it get there is going to be a lot.
this
Yeah.
is true.
Yeah. Because everyone's got to be honest about their weight, with their clothes, with their equipment, with everything.
you gotta,
Yeah,
But at the same time, if you did that and you wanted to work properly after you set it down,
Yeah.
if you get some pallets, you brought pallets out there and put the pallets on top of it in the middle, and you made people in the band stand in the middle of it, it would help the balance.
yeah. That's a good thought.
What if you had those like swimmer or those fisherman type pants
Oh yeah, the
sewn
waiters.
into like a tube?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so like you can fucking sit there and float there
Oh.
and
Oh,
play.
oh,
like,
yeah.
Dude.
You know,
that'd
like
be
where
kinda cool.
you're submerged in the rubber pants or
Or- or-
whatever,
or you could just
but
get-
you're also floating because
Or
you've
you
got
can get the lazy river rafts and just have them all sit there too.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm saying it's
Yeah.
the same
Same
thing.
concept.
but
Honestly,
you
this
can
is
be
kind of
fully-
what I'm thinking. I think
But you
it's,
could still
it's
be
gonna
fully
be in
clothed.
boats.
Yeah.
All right.
You know, like you could still be fully
Like-
clothed by it. What?
Yeah, this is exactly it. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, like the individual performer, like in its own little thing. Like,
Right.
I have like an extra sort of like little inflatable raft.
Right, and you can even like
you know,
otter tie them together so people don't float away as they're playing. you
Yeah,
know?
or we could move them around. It's a sort of dynamic sound landscape. You know, like we bring the horns in over here on the boats.
Do you is it circular or is it got the indents like some of the pilars?
It's circle.
So it doesn't have the indents of the metal around it.
It has the indents and like
Okay.
that you
It's
can kind of hold on to.
roughly
Sounds like
circular.
you can get the rock climbing harnesses and have people hang on both
Oh,
sides too.
Dude, yeah, actually, I think there are parts that maybe that could work.
Because you can like have one person on each side where they're basically like dangling out like they're rappelling on each side.
Yeah.
And they're hanging, they're playing like you just get a
That'd
left
be kind of
right.
dope, though.
Right?
That'd be
Very
cool.
Mad Max.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that'd be cool. And then we set the pillar on fire.
Okay. And you just took it to the you just mowed it.
You
just
suspend
mowed
people
that
from the
idea.
you suspend people from the bridge over the water,
Yeah,
and then start swinging them back and forth.
yeah, no, totally.
And then you start selling paintballs.
Did you guys get joints too?
I mean, you're just gonna start selling the paintballs. What color hits depends on the type of song they play.
Yeah, that makes sense. There was that reminds me of one bit that a friend did. Ian say Anderson. There's a comedian, Ian. He's the only stand-up I've had on the Pylon.
Oh.
But he's a I know he's a performer. Like, and so I'm like, all right, I think you have enough of you, like what you bring to like, because it's you're so far away from the people. That's like I feel like that was what my thought for like the challenge of comedy is like, it's to do stand-up. But he did it. Yeah, I think he did it really well, and he did a bit where he got a dog shock collar, and he's like, I'm gonna try out some new material, and I want to see if you guys like it, and if you don't like it, then I'm gonna give one of you this remote.
Oh wow!
And then you can zap me, and so then
I like that.
So he's got the remote and he tosses it out across the water, and this guy like Drew catches it, and then he's like, all right. We'll go ahead to like do one test shock to make sure it works, and like his ass is like.
I was gonna say, I wonder if he turned it down. Sounds like he didn't. Like he turned it up.
No, he took some zaps. Honestly, I didn't even think the jokes were that bad. But like, but it's like you gotta zap them. I don't know.
What if you did that to barbers if you don't like the direction they're going?
We have a
that's
barber here.
terrible
I know, we should try that.
I don't think
They
you'd want to
got
do
blades
that.
in their hands.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's blades in there. Like
Sometimes
probably
it's
go-
a straight
No,
blade at my
here's
neck.
what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a balloon and we're gonna put some shaving cream on it. And when you're doing it, we're gonna keep shocking you to see if you can keep going without popping the balloon.
Oh, that's gonna be tough. Just shaving a balloon is already like a fucking tough ass test.
But Sweeney Todd could probably do it.
He probably could.
No, Sweeney Todd's whole thing is popping the balloon. I think.
After he finished the shave, he
And
shaved
once
it.
after he should have shaved though.
He
you're
still
right.
shaved them first, and then he pops the balloon.
How else are they gonna use it for their meat pies if they're full of hair?
Yep.
Girl, I don't know.
That's why Mo's still alive. Too much hair.
Too much hair. They're like, no, we can't even.
That's why
use
I've never
that.
been in our basement.
Oh my god.
So we never. Well, first of all, actually, I wanted you to talk about July 19th.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna be something new that you're gonna be doing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a parade.
Give us the pitch.
We're gonna do a river parade.
Oh, like a floaty river
Flotilla.
parade where you're playing all the way down.
Yeah,
I was
exactly.
thinking of that when you were talking, but I was wondering how that would affect neighbors or people would be upset.
Again,
Well-
if he's going south from Belmont, it shouldn't be.
And we're doing it. It'll be on a weekend in the afternoon.
Okay.
You know, so yeah, a beautiful sunny day, and then like a boat comes down the North Branch. There's just north of Addison, this bike and walking path
Yeah.
crosses over the river. And so the boat will round the bend. You'll hear this. You'll hear them first, and then suddenly it'll emerge, and then it'll float down underneath the bike bridge. People can hang out on that, and then just south of Addison is these big cement steps, and they're just looking out over the river. And I'm like, this is where we could do a show in the river. It's like they built the seats already. And so then the boat will stop there, like play a set of music, and then go down to the river show location.
Yeah.
When that boat leaves, another boat comes around.
Oh,
Oh
that's
shit!
And
that's
so
really cool.
we have like a whole series of different performers
Right.
that kind of go through, and so you can be like, all right, I'm gonna hang out at this spot, and then the music will come to me.
It kind of comes in, goes out.
You gotta
and the
live
next
stream
one
that
kinda
whole thing,
comes
by the
in.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
You should live stream that whole thing and do a whole show on it where they can where
That
you have
would be
like
really cool. If you
where you
get,
have
like,
judges
drones.
where you set it up with like
Yeah.
judges like it's like the St. Patrick's Day parade where people are talking about the music, giving their opinions, and live stream the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that'd be fun.
That would be a really fucking cool thing to do, though.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to get at least 3 boats because I feel like that's what I need for the effect.
Yeah.
But I'm also like thinking of building, floating platforms, and so I'm kind of thinking this one at the Wild Mile, like with Urban Rivers, like that's sort of a good
Great.
platform. I've stood on it. I've jumped on the corner,
Right.
and it's like this is stable.
Mhm.
And I'm like, if
But
we
then
could
you'd
build,
be talking about towing it at the
Yeah.
same time.
See, that's how we move it, and that's kind of why I'm trying to have river shows. I'm using river shows as my test. So we're gonna have to figure out how to move it to get it up to Belmont. One thought we have is using a pontoon boat and pushing.
That's what I was
Yeah.
thinking, yeah.
And I think that's how they've done it in the past. But I'm wondering, I don't know, if we try a trolling motor, like does it work? I don't know if for the parade we don't have to go too fast. The other thought we might do instead with the platform and the parade is we anchor it somewhere. We tie it off on lines, or literally, drop an anchor to weigh it down.
Yeah.
And then it's like a staging area or a place that then like the band comes on the boat, and then like guys can come up onto the
That'd be cool
platform,
as fuck, yeah.
and then they play the set right there, and then they get up and off, and then they go to the next
Right.
spot.
Nice.
That's actually cool as fuck.
Very
Like,
cool.
yeah. No,
I think that'd be a great thing. I'm excited for the people to see
yeah,
that.
seriously though, like I definitely want to fucking go
Make
to
sure
that
you hit his
day.
website and his Instagram.
Yeah.
Just keep up on that.
Yeah, look it
Yeah,
up.
absolutely.
Yep.
And now we never finished really what your plan was going forward to like with the whole show and everything like that. Like, do you have like an end goal for it, or is it just like just take it one day at a time?
Yeah, I thought they were gonna stop me by now.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing this?
This is year 4.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Shit,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, we'll ride this wave as long
Yeah,
as we can.
Oh, yeah.
No future plans made means nothing that can interrupt.
Yeah.
Welcome to Chicago.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if he keeps it up, eventually it's going to cost permits, money, and taxes. So he just has to take it week by week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm not opposed to the permits. Also, like
Right.
I'm open to the idea. I'm just a little lazy.
That happens.
No, I honestly I do. The thing is, I work with the people who are actually of the space. Like I'm in contact with the park district. They're actually like my partner in like trying to keep the place clean.
Yeah.
Like
Nice.
at these last shows, it was more people than we've ever had, and so I couldn't get all of the garbage out at the end, and so there's 2 garbage cans there, but the city doesn't clear them. It's the park district put them there because people were littering.
Right.
But then they have to then get the
Sure.
bins.
Yeah.
Right.
So they get to it, like every 2 weeks or stuff. But like they got other shit they're doing.
Right.
And so now, like, I have to kind of like work with my audience and be like, all right, this has to be a team effort,
Right.
to keep this place clean,
Yeah.
and just inform them that the garbage cans aren't real. The city doesn't clean them.
Yeah, most of
Right.
the time, like everybody cleans up after themselves. From what I've seen, I've helped out a couple of times, like after the shows and everything, and like everybody keeps out like
So you're going to get some clips for us for the next show, Mo? Post some pictures up, some video clips, put it on the
we
stories?
can.
I know. But
You just
We
went.
can.
you just went.
I did just go.
Did
yeah.
you send us any pictures or videos?
I took a couple of videos and pictures. Yeah.
okay.
Did I post them up? I don't know if I
No.
remember.
You didn't send
We'll
them to
probably
us?
get better ones from Lawrence, maybe.
Yeah.
Never mind.
He-
I
you'll
got
have
some
to
great
send
photos. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna lie.
No, seriously though.
Yeah.
I'm just giving you a hard
Keep
time.
us in
Yeah.
the loop. I mean, I think it's a great idea. I think everyone should experience something like
No,
that.
Yeah.
I posted.
Yeah.
up,
Lawrence
last
of the
couple-
River.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The king
I
of
do
the
have,
river.
okay, what's next is a good question actually. I do have schemes.
All right.
I want to do a show somewhere else on the river.
Okay.
A true secret location.
Oh.
So
'Cause,
stay tuned and watch out for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's not
Don't
reveal
give
anything
too many
right now.
secrets.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll just say like when I started doing these things, the way that I would tell people about it is with these business cards, which is basically like what the poster is. But I'll tell you like.
Oh.
So it's always just the date, and then the time,
Very cool.
which is always high noon, and then the coordinates. And so
Yeah.
like you put that into Google, it'll take you right there.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about reaching out to High Noon,
High noon.
the alcohol?
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
like
right,
as a
they do have booze.
sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if
never done
you're,
it.
like the rules on drinking there, what it is, but because you always start at high noon, it's kind of like back in the day, 7-Eleven stores used to sponsor the White Sox, and that's why all their games started at 7-Eleven.
That might
Ah.
be an interesting thing.
So,
Yes.
knowing that this is your concept and it's high noon, I would be reaching out to them like, yo, we always start at high noon. Why not start with a high noon?
Right.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
Might
no,
help.
I bet I could get some free shit with that.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
At least some garbage help.
Actually, let me hold on to that.
You can have that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if like.
No,
you
you're
can
not
see it
gonna
from
see
over
that.
there.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
It's the
have
same
to-
as this poster, so.
Oh, that's true. There you go.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah. But
What?
the coordinates is fun. Like I've had, I would wheat paste these posters underneath bridges on the river.
Yeah.
And so some of the first people to come to the shows were people who were kayaking and they encountered my wheat paste.
Sure.
And then they're like, all right, this time, and then this, and then they just followed the coordinates.
Right.
That's
and
awesome.
Showed up.
It is cool.
I like
It
that.
is cool. It's very cool.
It is.
And those are my favorite.
You should get some, like those vinyl QR things and put them on the river walks. So And so it's nothing there but a QR code, like the big ones where you put
Yeah.
it, so they can just scan it when they're walking because it's the people who would enjoy it.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Maybe in the shape of the eyeball. You
Oh, that
have
would
the
be
QR
pretty
code
cool.
right in the eyeball set, like, oh, that would be fucking cool as shit, like that.
Yeah.
Goes with the whole thing, you know?
Patent pending. Trademark pending, copyright pending. All pending.
All owned by
I
Mike
signed
now.
away all the ideas.
Don't fuck with Lawrence's shit.
Yeah, no, I'm thinking I'm trying to make it harder for people.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
kinda-
saying QR code's not information. So you can
Yeah.
change it or readjust the website. So it always goes to the
Yeah.
same page, but you can restrict the information, where it goes, what it's saying. It could be forced to join a subscription email list to get the stuff, so you can actually like filter it. But
Yeah.
it always sends you the same place.
Totally. So I bet the only thing I want to send is just coordinates. I think.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like the only information is a time and a place.
Right.
And
I mean,
that's
you
what I'm
have
after.
you have your website where it shows like the coordinates for everything, right?
Yeah.
But he means when he changes it or starts switching it around or doing
Right.
other
Right.
places.
Another-
yeah,
that's
yeah, because I
secret.
want to go somewhere
Yeah.
else. I have a place in mind, and it might only be like viewable from like a kayak.
Oh, nice.
shit.
And so
Cool.
like,
I mean,
But I think that, like,
you'll
you
let
could-
us know about this though, right?
yeah. No,
Kayak concert.
Yeah, dude.
And then I know there's other interesting places in Chicago
Uh-huh.
that could be activated in
Yeah,
some way.
absolutely.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know?
Absolutely.
And all it takes is a generator and some shit and some gumption.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know?
That's exactly what Walter White said.
You know? Exactly.
So that was also a Winnebago.
Yeah.
So we're reaching like an hour and like 10-ish minutes right now.
All right.
So that's kind of how we.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wanna
Unless
say,
you-
like, if
unless
there's
you have
any,
some
like, last
secrets or something you
words
wanna
like,
push
anything else
into,
you wanna,
or-
yeah, add in or like
Yeah, let's see.
and then after that I think will be a good time for the
Or people you want to shout out or thank.
anything. I would go for the whole Secret River show itself is fucking
Yeah.
awesome as shit, and like anybody who goes over there.
Yeah. I have a lot of people who've helped me.
Yeah.
And like I really can't do it without other people. I know.
Yeah, no, I like.
It's
I-
cool.
I
Yeah.
know you get like a lot of actually that's something that's like really fucking awesome. You find a lot of artists and musicians and like from is it just purely from around Chicago or from around the world? That's actually a question that I have. I know that was gonna close
Yeah,
up,
it
but-
was mostly from around Chicago.
Yeah.
Now it's around the world.
nice.
Nice.
You know,
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
I fucking love
We're
it.
passing through Chicago.
Yeah.
yeah, no, like that's how I went to China.
Mm.
So my girlfriend's now in China.
Oh
wow.
shit.
So like we were artistic collaborators and then became lovers. But she's coming back in July.
Hell
Good
Get
yeah.
any
stuff.
ideas, Mo?
And
puffed up.
so we got collaborators all over the world. And then there's some people in France too that are cool.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's what I love is people are like constantly coming up to me and saying, "Hey, like I want to be a part of this. How can I help?"
Oh yeah.
And I'm humbled by that, and it's a cool thing. And like I'm realizing I just got to do more shit because now it's like, all right, well now you can do this, and the spirit of the thing is alive, and I just got to figure out how to direct people.
Yep.
I mean, honestly though, like one reason why I've helped out the couple of times that I've helped out and everything, whatever it is that I've gone there,
Yeah.
was because like one of the things that he does is he doesn't really charge anybody.
Yeah.
It's like it's all if like somebody wants to donate something, somebody it's like he's doing this for everybody over there.
It's
so why
about the
not
spirit,
fucking-
the energy, and the
Exactly.
experience.
Yeah.
Exactly. So why the fuck not like,
Yeah.
about like with something, anything
Right.
you can do,
I
like,
agree.
It's a good thing.
Good stuff. Yeah, come
Well,
on.
hopefully you'll
Yeah.
find us there soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
seriously.
certain I will. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And now
I meant the people listening,
Yeah.
not you.
Yeah.
You'll see us there. We stick out. My head glistens in the sun.
Oh, that's wonderful. No, that'll be really beautiful.
Yeah.
You'll be like a disco ball around
I
there.
will. Until I turn bright red like a lobster.
That's,
Well, I think with that, will be a good time to close off right now. So thank
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
for joining us with effing around with the fuck arounds at the Clover Club with
Joe.
Mike.
and Mo.
And Lawrence Tome,
Thank
King of
you.
the River.
Thank you for joining us, Lawrence, and have a good night, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
Sounds good.
It's supposed to be lower.